Fight!
Yo, how you girl? It's LadyChann, rep nonetheless, and welcome to Come Box with Chann. And we have an amazing special guest who I am super duper gassed about having. Guys, yeah, we were supposed to have him last week and then we had to reschedule. And now, you know, it's like we had to have like 6 more sleeps. Six, like we was waiting for Christmas. You know, Mom, how many more sleeps is there? 6 more. Like, yeah. So I am so excited and very honored and flattered for this legendary man to be on my little old show. So, as usual, we'll do the introducing. Salute to you, Bruce Goals. Salute, Ivan. Yeah, we've got everybody in the building. Salute, Bruce. Ifman, AJ, Fanboy, Paul Evans. I'll have to shout you lot out as you trickle in. So, you know the tune. I'm introducing, introducing, introducing Coach Ronnie. Shield. Ding, 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 ding. Coach in the building. Hi.
Thank you.
Hi,
How you
welcome.
doing? Thank you very much. I'm so glad to be on your show.
I'm so glad to have you. You don't understand. It's like Christmas. All my stuffers have been waiting patiently for this one. I'm like, Ronnie's coming. He's coming. I promise. And yeah, it's amazing to have you, Coach.
Oh, well,
it's
amazing to be on.
Yeah, we've gone back an hour. We've gone back an hour in the UK. So at the minute, yourself and I are 5 hours. I'm 5 hours ahead, but I do believe you guys do go behind an hour. You go back an hour soon, right?
Yeah, I think this week coming up.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Okay. So then we'll be back to the 6 hour time slot. So, Coach Ronnie Shields, let's talk about your life as what got you into, first and foremost, boxing.
Well, you know, as a young kid, I always wanted to be a football player, you know, American football player.
Okay.
And, you know, my father and I and my brothers, we used to watch football, American football, every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And my favorite team has always been the Dallas Cowboys.
All right.
So I've always wanted to be, you know, a Dallas Cowboy. So growing up, but I was always told I was too small. You know, I was a little skinny kid, 65 pounds at 13 years old. But I went out for the football team, and I made the team. But right after I made the team, a month later, they transferred me to another school. And so they told me, well, once I got transferred to another school, that I had to try out for the team again. And I mean, that really made me mad. But I said, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna do it. But I had some friends of mine who was boxing already. They was already boxing. And so they asked me, hey, won't you come to the gym with us? So I went to the gym, and on the first day, I got beat up pretty bad. Yeah, I got beat up pretty bad. And so then I said, I can't let this dude do this to me. So while I was training for the next couple of weeks, he wasn't. And so then he came back after about 2 weeks, and I beat the crap out of him.
Wow.
And I fell in love with it ever since.
Really? And so you weigh in 65 pounds then. So when you decided to fight in the Amis, what was your weight that you was in the amateurs?
Well, you know, at 13 years old, I started at
minimum
65.
weight.
Well, that was it. That was the minimum weight. It's not even a weight division. So just 65 pounds. That's it.
That was
And
it.
then, yeah, that was it. Then by the time I turned 15, I was up to 125 pounds. And I fought in the National Junior Olympics and I won the National Junior Olympics. And then that was in 1974. And
Right.
then 1975, I fought in the National Golden Gloves, which is a huge tournament in the United States. And I won that in 1975, 1976, and 1978. So I won 3 national titles.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, I had a stellar amateur career. It was really nice.
How many amateur fights? I should have looked, but I just like the conversation. How many amateur fights did you actually have
I
in
had
total?
263 amateur fights.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes.
That's an extensive career. That's an extensive amateur career.
Yes.
And then you decided what made you say, right, I'm going to turn pro? What made you?
Well, you know, I had a lot of people after me to turn pro.
Mhm.
And actually, I was going to wait. I was going to wait. You know, in 1976 Olympic trials,
Mhm.
I fought 3 times. I won my first 2 fights. And then in the semifinals, I lost to Ray Leonard.
Sugar
So,
Ray Leonard.
Sugar Ray Leonard, yes, I lost to Sugar Ray Leonard.
How
And
legendary is that?
so
Wow.
I listened to the coaches of the
Mhm.
USA team.
Mhm.
They told me, they asked me, would I stay around another 4 years and, you know, try out for the 80 Olympics? So I did. So, I mean, I fought a lot, excuse me, I fought a lot of amateur fights. So I was always on the USA team,
Yeah.
going to all these different countries, even England. I fought in England
Yeah.
a few times, you know, and then, you know, I went all over the world with the
Yeah.
USA team. But then in 1980, you know, they had another guy that they was really high on named Johnny Bumpers,
Mhm.
Johnny Bump City Bumpers. And I knew him because I fought him once in amateurs, I mean, in the nationals,
Right.
and I lost to him in the nationals. So I fought him in the semifinals of the Olympic trials. And everybody knew I won the fight. I mean, it was just, you know,
You
to
was
me,
robbed.
it was a clear cut win,
Yeah.
and I was robbed. I was robbed. But
Everyone gets
then
robbed in the Olympics, don't they?
all the time.
Yeah.
So so then I was supposed to fight him again in the trials, but that's when the USA boycotted the Olympics in 1980. So they said they was going to, whoever won the trials was going to be the representative, you know, and they weren't going to have a box off. So that was it. So I just turned pro in 1980.
And do you remember your first pro fight?
Uh, kind of, sort of,
Yeah, it's a bit blur.
kind of
Could be a
long
bit
ways
blurry.
away.
Yeah.
But
What
I
did you
mean,
win
I
your
know
first
I
pro
won.
fight?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. And okay, so back then it was 15 rounders, right?
Well, actually,
Or
uh,
not? 25 rounders or something?
no, no. Uh, in 1980 was the last 15 round, was the last
Yeah.
of the 15 rounders. Then they, you know, right after that, I think 1981 is when they started doing 12 rounders.
12 rounders.
Yes.
The 81.
Yeah,
Thought
around 1981 they start doing, then
12
they cut it
rounds.
to 12.
Thought it
Yeah,
was a bit later.
yeah, it was a little bit later.
Could have been about 80. Because I think Mike Tyson had one 12 rounder fight. I mean, one
Well,
15 rounder fight. I think Tyson had one 15 rounder fight. Then,
yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
yeah, it's a
But
long time back.
I forget who fought the last 15 rounder. I
Yeah, I
forget
don't
who
know.
that was.
I
Yeah.
did. We was doing that fact find the other day. We was talking about it, but yeah, we was like, yeah, Tyson had a 15 rounder. Holyfield would have been in. I think Tyson and Holyfield both had one 15 rounder in
Well,
their
I think
careers.
I think Evander might have had a 15
Yeah,
rounder.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and so did you once you started to fight from 15 rounders to 12 rounders? Did you find it significantly easier or different or the same?
Well, the thing about it was I never fought 15, so I
Oh,
didn't.
you didn't do the
No,
15s at all yourself? Yeah.
I never.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I wasn't up there yet.
So
I
you just did
wasn't. You know. Yeah, I wasn't. I wasn't there yet. So
yeah.
But no, but my first world title, it was 12 rounder.
12
12.
rounder.
Yes.
And what was the accolades? What was your highest achievement in your career?
Well, I think my highest achievement was I was NABF champion twice,
Yeah.
and I fought for the world title twice. The first time I thought I won. I fought this guy from Japan named Hamada.
Yeah.
He was really good fighter, but I went to Japan and fought him. Thought I won the fight, didn't get the decision.
Didn't get the decision.
Then I fought again. I fought for the world title again, and I, I lost to Billy Castillo out of New York. I lost that fight,
Yeah.
but it was a good fight. But
Was you
I just
disheartened? How did it
well,
feel?
I
Or
didn't feel good going into that fight because
yeah.
going into the fight, my
Right.
manager and trainers, they made me go to New York. The fight was in New York, but they
Right.
made me go there for like a month,
Ooh.
and I did not want to go. It was cold, it was raining, it was snowing, and it
Like the
affected.
UK.
Yeah, it really affected me a
Hmm.
lot. It affected my preparation a lot. I wasn't happy.
Mm.
I, I say, man, this is not for me. I need to be home. I need to,
You like
I need,
Texas, the
yeah, I
heat.
love Texas.
Yes,
I
the
love
heat.
the heat,
Yeah,
and
the heat.
and we don't get really cold weather. So, it was, it was just too cold for me. And then I remember on weigh-in day, I still was like 4 pounds over on weigh-in
Hmm.
day.
Wow.
And back then we weighed in the day of the fight. It wasn't the day
Yeah,
before.
it was same day weigh-ins.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
same day weigh-in.
yeah.
So and the weigh-ins was in the afternoon, not in the mornings. It was in the afternoon. So like about 1 o'clock. So uh, I stepped on the scale. I was still like 3 pounds over. So I had to go straight to the sauna. By the time I came back, it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I made the weight, but I just felt drained. I mean, I
Of
was
course.
drained. I didn't have
Mm.
anything, and then I had to eat, and then by the time I finished eating, it was time to go to the fights.
So
You
you're
know,
sluggish, you're
yeah,
drained, just
yeah.
not feeling
I,
well. Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing, the whole time I got to New York, like I said, and we stayed at a really nice place, in the mountains in Grocery Juice,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a really good training camp. But I liked the facility, everything, the people, everybody
Mm-hmm.
was so good there. But I just didn't like the weather, and everything just threw me off completely.
Yeah. You could never live in the UK then.
No, never.
No. My aunt was based in my mum's sister. She immigrated. Well, she was brought up there since she was 3 in the States. So she served in the US military, and she was based
Oh,
in
okay.
she was based in, was it Houston, Texas, or was it Dallas? I think it was Houston for years, for like literally 10 years. Then she went to South 10 years. And then she went to South Carolina for a few years, but she was based in Texas for a really long time. So
Right.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's something we have in common. So okay, so how many pro fights did you have in total, Coach?
I had 33 pro fights. I finished
30, 30,
26, 6-1.
20. Yeah, I know that. 26, 6, and 1. And
Yes.
who would you say? Let me pull up something. Who would you say was your what was your favorite win and what was your toughest? Who was your favorite win and who was the hardest puncher in who do you fought?
Okay. My favorite win and the hardest puncher I fought are the
Hmm.
same guy.
Okay.
It's a guy named Monroe Brooks.
Okay.
I mean, this guy fought Roberto Duran. He fought all of the guys, all of the big guys back then. He
Hmm.
was and when I fought him, I was on a roll. I mean, you know, I was, I was ready, I was ready for the world title.
Yeah.
And and they told me I had to go through this guy first, to get to number one. I said,
Right.
no problem, let's do it. And we did. And it was a tough fight. It was a really, really good fight. I can remember the fight because in the first round, he hit me with a right hand, and he hit me right in my ear. And
Oh, the
I,
equilibrium shot.
yes, yes, and and I was right at the end of the round, and so I can remember walking back to the corner. I couldn't hear anything. I just
Burst your
heard
eardrum.
a buzzing sound in my ear.
Mm.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what it was.
It's
That's
like
all I could hear.
tinnitus.
And so
Tinnitus.
I told my trainer, I say, I can't hear anything, you know. And I said, I
Mm.
just hear this buzzing sound, and I'm talking to him, and he's trying to talk. I'm trying to read his lips, but it was like that for like the first 4 rounds. I mean, it was
Yeah.
crazy, but I don't know. I don't know what, I was in great shape, and I think that's the only thing that got me through the fight.
Yeah.
And but after that, my hearing slowly came back. But
Hmm.
I mean, I was in great shape, and I was
Yeah.
ready, and and I won the unanimous decision. But man, I'll never forget that fight.
Damn. Yeah, because you could get a perforated eardrum and like,
I
yeah,
did, I did. I
yeah.
had
So
to have
that's what it was.
surgery.
Oh,
I
you
had
had
to
to
have
have
surgery.
surgery.
Yes, I did.
Have
Yeah,
you ever broke? What are? Can you
he
list
busted
me?
my eardrum.
Yeah, he busted it.
Yeah.
Can you list um the injuries that you've had in your career? What
Oh my God. Well,
that you can remember off the rip?
I, I got cut eyes on both sides. You can probably
Mhm.
see this and that, but still, I
Yeah,
cut on this eye. Uh, Nose always busted up.
yeah.
Uh, uh, I got a
Broken
big knot.
hands.
Actually, my thumb. It wasn't broke, but if I could show you,
It's
you probably wouldn't
dislocated in a
believe it. Yeah, it's like you
Oh,
know.
jeez. Oh, Lord. Yeah.
So,
Can
I
you feel
mean,
it?
no, not really. No, I mean
Nerve
it's
damage and
nothing.
all that
No,
stuff.
it's just all nerve damage. It's
Yeah,
but other than that,
it's okay.
just minor injuries.
Yeah,
You
pulled
know, in my
muscles, ligaments.
on my rib, I got a big knot sticking out on my rib from an injury. So, but other than that,
So brutal. Sport is so brutal. It is so brutal. Wow, I was talking about that to my friend, and I was like, boxing is difficult, you know. Like you have to get hit in the head, buzzed, and the next day, you know, when you've ever like had to like, I'm just gonna equate it to when I've had like a fight in like in my like at school or something, and then you go to
right?
bed, and the next day you wake up, you aching, you've got a headache. You, Matt, that's what you feel like on a trillion when
Oh
you're a
yeah,
boxer.
absolutely,
You've got headaches,
absolutely.
you've got concussion,
Oh, I've been through all of that.
and concussion makes you feel a bit nauseous, doesn't it? As well, it
Oh
can make
yeah,
you feel
absolutely,
dizzy and
absolutely. I've never got knocked out, but
oh, good.
I've got hit hard enough to where I know I had a
Concussed.
concussion.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And who would you say? Would you say that was your also your favorite fight with
Yes, yes,
that was
yes.
your favorite fight as well because of the adversity or that you went
And
through?
that's exactly what it was. Because of
Yeah.
adversity,
Yeah.
it was my favorite fight because I overcame it. And
Yeah.
I think it was one of the best fights I ever fought.
So so after you so just looking at box recs and stuff just trying to see so after like Floyd Patterson. Oh, you fought Floyd. Yes. Wow, you fought Floyd Patterson
No, no,
in
no, no. That's a Randy Shields. That's not me.
hang on. This no, this is you. It says Ronnie
I
Shields.
never fought Floyd Patterson. No.
So why is it saying this is you? Box
I
rec,
don't
Ronnie
know.
Shields.
Yeah, but I ain't never fought Floyd Patterson.
He's on there.
No. Really?
Yeah, he's on there. Floyd
Oh wow.
Patterson's on there. Box rec, you've done something wrong.
Yes, they did.
That's crazy. That's wild. Let me
Yeah.
just yeah, this is definitely you. Hang on. Yeah, it's
Wow.
you. Why have they got that's why I was
Well,
like, wow,
they
you
messed
fought
up.
Floyd Patterson. Yeah. Hang on, Chann. Let me just make sure you're just doing it correct. I hang on. Yeah, hang on, Chuck.
I'm gonna have to look
This.
at that too now.
Let me see. Oh no, Floyd Pearson.
Okay, Floyd Pearson. There we go.
Duh, Shan. Sorry, didn't have my glasses on. Floyd Pearson is the
Yeah.
guy. But if you glimpse
Okay.
it, it looks like Floyd Patterson. I'd be like, box right.
Okay.
Okay. So sorry, coach. So
That's okay.
so okay, so what is it like in a fighter's mind when they are gearing up to think, oh, I'm gonna hang the gloves up? What led up to that? Because as far as I could see, you didn't have like, because sometimes you see fighters have like mad consistent losses towards the
Right.
end. I mean, you had one loss towards the end and one win
Right.
and a draw, and then two
Right.
losses then, and then a lot of 5 consecutive wins. So what
Right.
made you think, oh, I've had enough of this now?
Well, just so many injuries.
Variables.
My elbow, my elbow. The doctor told me that it would never be the same if I continued to fight because my elbow. I mean, I couldn't even train. It was so
Right.
hard for me to train. In my last fight, I shouldn't even fought. I don't know why I did, but I was just stubborn, I guess. But I I I used to have to ice it, heat every single day. It
Yeah.
was hard for me to even train because
Yeah.
I couldn't even throw a jab.
Yeah. Tight.
And that
Yeah.
was really one of my best punches. And after that fight, after my last fight, I just, you know, I went to
So,
talk to my manager and I told him, I said, I'm not retiring, I'm quitting. I said, because you can't come back from a quit. You
from
can
a
come
quit.
back from a
Back from
retirement,
retirement.
but
Yeah.
you can't come back from a quit.
Quit.
So I called it. I called it. That was it. And I
Yeah.
quit.
And how old was you at that age that you quit or retired?
I think I was maybe like 29, 30.
Oh, so it was quite early, coach.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. But
Okay.
I mean, if you look at
Mhm.
all the amateur fights I had,
Yeah,
you know,
you've been through a
yeah,
lot. Like,
yeah.
yeah, you
I mean,
fought a lot of
and
fights
then
early.
straight through to the professionals.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it was a lot of
It's
fights,
over 300 and
over
something
300
fights.
fights.
Yeah,
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 absolutely.
for
That's enough.
sure. Yeah.
That's definitely
Wow.
enough for me.
Yeah. And then, so once you decided, I want to use retire, I don't want to say quit. Can I just use
You can
retire?
use retire.
Yeah, okay. After you retired, what led you up into what period of time from retirement into you becoming a coach, and who was the first person that you coached?
Okay.
And big up Lisa Bales, big up for the $5 super chat, big up LadyChann and Coach Ronnie Shields. Thanks, Lisa.
So after I retired,
Yes, retired, coach, retired.
after that, I stayed in the gym to help some of the amateur kids that was in our
Mhm.
gym, and we had like one or two pro fighters in the gym also. So
Right.
my manager, he managed those guys, and he, and so I became a trainer for the younger guys too that was in the gym, and so and so this was like right after I quit. So then,
Retired.
sorry, retired. So right after that, he talked me into just come and help the younger kids. So I said, all right,
Yeah,
no problem.
yeah.
So I did that, and with this kid, uh, he was he was pretty good. So, but so I was helping those guys, and then one day, uh, about maybe I say like a year later, uh, no, not even a year later, maybe 6 months later,
Mhm.
Lou Duva and George Benton, they they came to the gym
Mhm.
and they saw me do pads, hand pads.
Yeah.
And so they saw me do the hand pads and they came and this was in 1984. This was about 1984. So they saw me do the hand pads and stuff. No, I'm sorry, this was 85,
Mhm.
1985.
Mhm.
So they saw me do the hand pads and stuff. And so they, after I finished working with everybody, because I had like 4 or 5 kids I was working with. And so after I got out the ring, they came and talk to me and asked me what I like to be, George Benton, assistant coach. And I told him, I said, let me think about it and then I'll let you know. He said, well, we go they was on the other side of town training at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
And so, they had Evander Holyfield, they had Pernell Whitaker, they had Mildred Taylor, they had Tyrell Biggs,
Crazy
they had
lineup.
Livingstone Bramber,
Crazy lineup.
they had Rocky Lockridge.
I got
I mean,
goosebumps. I got cold bumps. That's a crazy lineup that you could just go, yeah, Pernell Whitaker, Evander Holyfield, George Benton. That is us in the UK. Sorry, just to interject. My stepdad, may you rest in peace. You was his favorite because he loved Mike Tyson was his favorite fighter,
right.
and Evander Holyfield. And I grew up hearing your name,
Right.
but never known that I was going to speak to you. So my stepdad is in heaven right now, going nuts, going nuts. I did well, didn't I, Dad?
Good.
Yeah. So sorry,
So,
continue. Yeah.
So, but I told him, I said, nah, I don't want to do it. I said, I don't want to do it. I said, right now, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with my life at that time. And, I was married. My wife was working, and I was just, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So then I guess about a month later, they came back. They came back and they said, look, we need you. Please, just try it. If you don't like it, then, then you don't
retire
have to do it.
again.
Yeah. So I said, okay, I'll come to the gym. So I said, what time you want me to come to the gym?
Mm-hmm.
So they told me the time to come to the gym. As soon as I got there, they said, well, you want you to do the pass with Evander Holyfield. I said, okay, cool. They said, like,
was he cruiser at that time?
He was cruiserweight. He was cruiserweight champion.
Yeah.
He was cruiserweight champion. Yeah. And so I said, okay. So I got in there. I was supposed to do 4 rounds. Ended up doing 8 rounds. Then right after him, here come Mildred Taylor. I want to do something too. So I did up like 6 rounds with him. Then Rocky Lock said, hey, I want to do something too. So then I did like 6 rounds with him. And then it was a couple other guys. Mike McCallum. Mike McCallum was there. So I ended up doing like 6 rounds with Mike McCallum. I ended up doing like 50 rounds of pads. And I said, hold up, man, I'm tired, man. I said, I need to get a rest. I said, this not going to be every day, is it? And so they told me, no, it's not going to be every day. But you know what? It happened to be every day.
Yeah.
Because the guys they liked the way I did
They liked doing the pad work with you.
Yeah. And so I said, you know what? Okay, I'll do it. No problem. So, and then that's how I started working with Lou Duva and Joy Mitten.
And could you tell me how your relationship with Pernell Whitaker was?
My relationship with Pernell Whitaker was a great relationship. I mean, it really was. We, when I first started out, him and I, we hit it off right away.
Mm-hmm.
We happen to have a lot in common. Although I was a little bit older than him, we still had a lot in common. And he used to make me laugh so much. He was such a funny man.
He's witty.
He was crazy. We call him crazy.
Yeah.
But he was a really he's one of the best fighters that I'd ever seen. And to start working with him, it was like, it was really nice. But the good thing about that was that, our working relationship was different from our friendship.
Yeah.
But we kept it out of the gym, So, but after the gym, he'd always tell me, hey man, let's go hang out, let's go do this, go do that.
Yeah.
And we did. We always hung out. And then later on in his career, I became his head trainer for a few fights. And that was really nice. It was really nice. But, out of all the fighters that I trained,
Mm-hmm.
I think I was probably closer to him than anybody.
Yeah.
Between him and Evander Holyfield.
Him and Evander.
Between them two. Yes.
So was it tough to see, like, when he got into his issues with, like, drug abuse and stuff? Was that tough as a friend and as a trainer? Was there conversations where you would try and motivate him to switch that around or get help?
It's something that you could be with somebody and not know that they've done drugs or anything like that. I mean, I was so naive to drugs,
Yeah.
because I've always stayed away from people who did drugs.
Yeah.
So I never knew, really knew what it was like. I used to hear people say, man, that dude is on drugs or that guy's on drugs when I was
Right.
growing up.
Right.
But, I never knew,
Never
you
knew it.
know,
Yeah.
yeah, I never knew it,
Yeah. Yeah.
so, and it's the same way with Pernell, until one day, one of his best friends told me that he had a problem. And so I sit down and I talk with him, just him and I, you know, and he told me, oh, it's nothing, I'm not doing nothing that's going to hurt my career. And I said, no, you are doing something. You're doing it. It's hurting your career, and he was like, nah, man, I promise you, I'm not doing much. I'm just dabbling in it, you know. And
Yeah.
when somebody say that,
Recreational. Mm.
yes, yes,
Hmm.
when they say that, but, I never really saw him really messed up on it until one day we were in training camp in San Antonio, Texas, and we was at the hotel. So we had to go train that day. So after training, he called me up. He said, "Hey man, let's go downstairs and get something to eat." So I said, "Yeah, man." I said, "I just talked to everybody else. Everybody's gonna meet us down." So we went and got. It was like 15 of us. So we went and got a table downstairs, and we all sitting there. And then all of a sudden, he blew his nose, and blood everywhere.
Mm.
So one of the waiters saw that and we ran and got a big towel. So they got a towel and I put the towel on his nose
Hmm.
to try to stop it. I said,
Hmm.
what happened? And he had just sparred that day. So I
Yeah.
thought maybe,
Yeah. The
maybe that
sparring.
could be it.
Hmm.
And so, I mean, but it wouldn't stop.
Wow.
So I told him, I said, let's go to your room. So we got up, took the elevator, got to his room,
Hmm.
and I said, man, did you get hit like that? He said, yeah, I must have, man. He said, I don't know what it is. So then it's so funny that I went downstairs and I knew the security people there. And this guy, he was a police officer and he did work on the side, security at the
Hmm.
hotel. He pulled me aside and he said, your friend is on cocaine. I said, what? I said, nah, man. I said, nah, he ain't. Nah, I said, I know he smoke a little weed. I said, but I don't think he's doing cocaine. He said,
Right.
trust me. He said, trust me. He is. And I mean, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I really didn't believe it.
Yeah.
So I went and I talked to him, and he told me, he said, well, that was my first time trying it, you know.
So he's
And
telling fibs.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and then after that, but after
Did he
that,
still hide it after that, or did it then? Was you locked onto it now and looking out for that?
yeah, I kept looking out for that, but I never seen that again, you
Yeah.
know. But then, like after a fight, everybody go home, and then I would have friends call me and say, "Hey, man, you got to call Pete and talk to him." That's what we call him, Pete.
Yeah.
You got to call Pete and talk to him. And so I used to call him up and talk to him. He said, "Nah, man, everything is okay. Everything's okay." You know. And I told him, I said, "Man, don't be in denial. If you need help, you got to go get help." And then, he had a really good friend. He's a football player named Bruce Smith. He's in a Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's a really was a defensive end,
Right.
and and he's from Virginia also, and they were like best friends. And he called me out one day, and he told me that Pernell was really messed up. He said, "Man, I'm gonna try to help him as much as I can." He said, "But he don't want to listen to anybody." And so they finally got him some help. And I remember when he left, for like a month, he went to I guess rehab. And then when he got back, I thought everything was good,
Hmm.
but I think he was still dabbling. But
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm not one to know when people
Yeah.
are on drugs or
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
drugs. So, you
Yeah.
know, but
Yeah.
but he was getting older in his career too, and
Yeah.
then he was fighting out of his weight class, to try to fight the best fighters,
Yeah.
and
He went a
you
bit
know,
heavy. He went up a weight.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
too heavy for him. And it looks
like
like he
when he
went a
fought
bit too sluggish. And I can't remember. I did a rewatch. Who was it
when he
that he
fought
went up
Felix
with?
Trinidad. When he fought
Felix
Felix Trinidad,
Trinidad.
he
Too
wasn't ready for
heavy.
that fight. That was
No,
way
too
too
heavy,
much
too
for him.
sluggish.
Yeah.
Just got basically outboxed.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, I know. And big up. I got a lot of friends that really love Sweet Pea. And like I said to you, I got to get it done though, Coach. I'm doing a piece on Sweet Pea, and I'm doing so many things and shows here and there. I never get to get it done. I've started. I've written a bit of it, and then I'm like, I'm gonna, but I'm gonna do it because it's important. It's important to me, and it's important to let people see your perspective and stuff of it as well. So that's why I find it that I need to make time.
Yeah, and afterwards, when I told him he shouldn't fight anymore, that's when we split, but we kept in touch all the time.
Yeah.
And then finally, I guess his last fight, he called me and told me that he wasn't going to fight anymore. I told him, I said, that's good, man. You need to give it up. And then, he was doing little things for different promoters, going to the fights, meeting and greet with people and stuff like that. So about 2 weeks or 3 weeks before he died, him and I was on the phone talking. He was going to meet me in Las Vegas, and was going to meet. It was I think in March of the year. I don't remember. But he was supposed to meet me in Vegas, and we were talking almost every day. Then I didn't hear from him for like 2 weeks, and then, but I said, well, I'm gonna see him in Vegas, so no problems. And then that's when I got the call that he got hit by a truck and he died. And that was one of the saddest days of my life.
Of course, man. And if you could pick a rewind button, man, you press that button. I know it's awful. But may his soul rest in peace, man. And he's Hall of Famer, one of the greats. He's never going to be forgotten. So never going to be forgotten. And that's why I find it important. Each generation that are interested in boxing, you have to look at the past to know where you at. And then you can pass it down, then I can pass it down to, I don't have any sons, I've got daughters, but just in case they get into boxing, then I could pass it down. Like I was passed down by my dad. My dad was Muhammad Ali. My stepdad was Mike Tyson and Holyfield. Right. So I had all this passed down. And so it's important to pass down, the past, because then you know what you're dealing with. And then, so then you moved on to, did you have Tyson first or Holyfield?
Holyfield.
You had Holyfield. So could you just give me a bit of that story of with the Holyfield journey, please?
Yeah. So like when I first started with Evander, like I said, he was cruiserweight champion. He was already champion.
Was he undisputed cruiserweight? Because I was having this talk with my friends, and I didn't think he was undisputed.
No, I don't think he was undisputed either.
I don't think he was he? Yeah. And then someone said he was. Someone said he wasn't.
I think he had like two.
He had two with the belts. He was unified.
Yes, he was unified.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Sorry.
He was unified. He was unified. But like I said, he was already at that when I started working with them.
Yeah.
And so, me and Evander hit it off pretty good. So then, as time goes on, then he moved up the heavyweight division. And, I used to do a lot of hand pads with him, a lot, because he really liked the way I did the hand pads with him. And then we went up and he moved up and he fought James Buster Douglas. And he won the heavyweight championship of the world, And that was, being in the corner for that fight, I was just so happy for him because, he worked so hard to try to get there. And, people didn't give him a chance. They always said he was too small.
Because what was he fighting at cruiser? Was he in the 190 bracket?
Yeah, he was 190.
190.
He walked around like 188 pounds. He was small as a cruiserweight.
Yeah.
So as a heavyweight, he was just only like 200, 201.
202? Yeah.
Yeah, he was always small. And Buster Douglas was a big guy,
Yeah.
And a lot of people didn't give Evander a chance in that fight. But But Evander, he trained so hard. He
Agility.
really he worked his butt off,
Yeah.
every single day,
Mm-hmm.
and and he wanted to win, you
Yeah.
know, and that's
Yeah.
what you want out of a fighter. You want to see that in the gym, and you want to
Yeah.
see that in their fights, And Evander, man, he was just,
He's a
you know, he was just,
beast.
he was a beast, and he didn't care how big the guy was, how strong the guy was. He said, I could beat him. I know I can
Mm-hmm.
win. And he called it from way back that he was going to be undisputed heavyweight champion of the
Heavyweight
world.
champion of the world.
hmm And he
And
did it.
yeah, he did it. Did you ever have to reprimand him or sometimes using his head?
No, not at all. But you have to understand what Evander's style.
Yeah.
If Evander had that style to
Mm-hmm.
where, if you got two fighters and they coming in with the same style basically, and they coming in hit the head. I
Yes.
mean,
Yeah.
you
And
know,
he has to, as a smaller guy, usually he wouldn't have the reach advantage, so he has to come in the inside. So he's,
absolutely,
coming
yeah,
right through, like, yeah,
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
And because I've had Rock on this show a couple of times, and oh Lord, Evander Holyfield is a trigger word for him, a massive trigger. He was like, Chann,
Yeah.
I will give you 10% of the purse if you can make a fight for me to rematch Evander Holyfield. He
Uh,
absolutely wants to give me
uh,
like $1 million. He said if you can get it to Eddie Hearn, if you can get it to Fred Ward, if you can he's not resting. He said he wants his son to fight his son and him
no.
to was
Well,
you coaching him then when he fought Ruckman?
Lockman?
Mm-hmm.
No, I wasn't with
That
him
had finished
when he
by
fought
then.
Hassan. Yeah, no.
Yeah. What did you think about all of that? All
Well,
of that.
it's one of those things. It's an accidents. I mean, people always claim Evander was a dirty fighter. Evander was never a dirty fighter. He never did anything on purpose. Like I say,
Tell
it's
that to Rahman.
yeah, I know you can't tell that to him, but you know, I mean, I've been knowing Hassan for a long time, so
Yeah.
but it's always excuses with him why he lose. He always had an excuse why
No,
he
but he
lost.
did have a second head.
He
That's
did,
in the Guinness Book of
but
Records. It's the biggest hematoma
oh
in the
yeah, that was
world at that
yeah,
time. I don't know if it's been
that
broken.
was I don't think so. That was huge. That was a big hematoma. So, but look, Hassan Rockman, you know, I've been knowing he used to actually come to training camp with us.
Oh,
You know,
Rock. Yeah.
oh yeah, he used to come
Yeah.
to training camp with us, and he
Mhm.
was always trouble in training camp. He was. We had to throw him out. We did. We threw him out. He came to Virginia, and Pernell Whitaker actually threw him out of training camp.
Did he?
He was such
See,
a
Rock is too
troublemaker.
unruly. Yeah, he's too
I'm telling
unruly.
you, he
You,
was a gangster.
Rock, you unruly man, you. What? Yeah, he cracks me up. So he got thrown out by Pernell Whitaker.
Yeah, because he beat up one of our Australian fighters named Robbie Peaton. Robbie ended up winning a world championship, and and Hassan beat him up for no reason at all. The kid didn't do anything, and Hassan and one of his buddies they beat Robbie up, Robbie
Sorry.
Peaton, and so they threw him out of camp. We actually called the police on them. Ask them about that.
Oh goodness, I'm dying. Oh my God, Rock, you are. I told him he was a troublemaker before. I said that
He
I
was.
said
I'm
you
telling you.
taunted Lennox Lewis. You taunted him and I've seen everything. You taunted him, and he's just like, well, he tries to play like all innocent now. But no,
No,
I
he's
saw
not
it.
innocent. He's not
Oh my
innocent at
God, you
all.
called the police
We had to.
because he's a big
He
dude. Once
assaulted
he
a
switched,
fighter. And the thing
yeah,
about it, the fighter was a lightweight fighter, 35
bully.
pounds.
You being
Yeah.
being a
And they
bully.
beat up because they couldn't beat up this other guy. So they beat him up. So we called the police and threw him out of camp.
That is epic. That is an epic story. I've never heard it before. What should I'm going to ask him. He
You
comes
gotta
on the
ask him
show.
that.
He comes on the show quite regularly. He'll be coming on for a third time soon. Like big up Rock. Oh my god. And okay, that's cracked me up. Now where was I? So okay, so you had. Okay, so you weren't with Holyfield at that time. So okay, let's go with the Mike Tyson journey,
Yes.
coach, please.
So
How that introduction happened and X, Y, Z.
I was training Vernon Forrest, and Vernon was fighting Shane Mosley the first time.
Sugar Shine.
So Mike Tyson's manager at that time was Shelley Finkel, and and I've been knowing Shelley because Shelley was Pernell Whitaker, Evander Holyfield, Mark Breland, Tyrell Biggs.
What? He was their manager.
He was their manager. Yes.
He's been around for a long, long time.
Oh, forever. Yes, absolutely.
Got you.
So that's how I knew Shelley, and then I worked with some of Shelley fighters after everything. And matter of fact, I still train a couple of his fighters today.
Right.
And so Shelley was working with Mike, and when he took over as the manager for Mike, he called me up and he asked me was I interested in working with Mike against Lennox Lewis. I said, yeah. I said, but I can't do it now. I said because I have Vernon Forrest fighting Shane Mosley, and I said, so I say after that it'll be exactly like 9 weeks. I said, you think 9 weeks would be enough? So he said, yes. He said, actually, Mike is already in Maui. We're training in Maui, Hawaii. He said he's already there. So he'll be there like 6 weeks before you get there. So I said, okay, that'll be perfect. And I have 8 weeks with him. So I said, okay, that's good. So he said, I got Mike McCallum there. I got Stacy McKinley there. Mike's conditioning guy. I can't think of his name. But he said, but Mike got a full team there now. He said, but when you go, I said, well, I got to ask this question. I said, when I go, am I the head trainer or am I just assistant trainer? He said, no, you go be the head guy.
Head trainer.
Already, he wants you to be the head trainer. I said, all right, cool. So I said, all right. So I get there, and I know almost everybody that's there already because, he have all boxing guys around him. But then he has so many security guys around him and all of this, So, and I didn't feel like I was wanted there. I didn't feel like I was wanted there. Only by Mike McCallum, because me and Michael always been good friends.
Being cool.
Stacey McKinley, me and Stacey has always been good friends. So, but they was really the two trainers. But everybody else was just basically hang on us, all supposed to be security. And I didn't get a warm welcome from everybody else. But, so, it didn't make a difference to me.
Yeah.
So when I got there on a Saturday evening, kind of late. So on Sunday morning, I was in my room, and about 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm tired now because I got in real late. So I was tired, and somebody was banging. I just got up. Somebody was banging on my door. So I went to the door, and it was two guys. They said, hey, man, Mike Tyson in the gym. He want to see you. I said, well, look, man, I'm just waking up. I got to jump in the shower. Tell Mike, I said, to go to his room. I'll come there, and he don't have to wait for me. Mike stayed at a different hotel than we stayed at. But the hotel we stayed at, we had the gym there on site. So I said, just tell him to go to his room, and I'll come and I'll meet him there. So the guy said, man, that's why nobody wants you here, because you want to do things on your own. I said, what are you talking about, dude? I said, I'm just getting up. I got to take a shower. I said, he don't have to wait for me. Just let him go to his room, and So make a long story short, I jumped in the shower, and all of a sudden, I could hear banging on my door while I'm in the shower. That's how loud they're banging on my door. So finally, I get out the shower. They're still banging. I just got dressed. Once I got dressed, I will open the door. Now there's another guy. He said, man, see, nobody wants you here because of that. You're a prima donna. I said, what? Dude, you don't know me. Don't. He said, you don't.
Hostile territory.
Yeah. He said, you don't make Mike Tyson wait. I said, look, man, I said, I told you guys before, he didn't have to wait on me.
Mm-hmm.
Let him go to his place and I'll come there.
Yeah.
He's right down the street. I said, so it's no biggie. So anyway, when I went in the gym, I'm thinking to myself, to my head, oh, he's mad because he had to wait on me 45 minutes. He had to wait. So I go in the gym, man, next thing I know, I see Mike and he runs up to me, arms wide open. He grabbed me, he hugged me, he picked me up, hey, Ronnie, I ain't seen you in a while, man, and blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. And, so he said,
Should have
everything all
told him
right?
about his stupid
No, he
goons.
asked me, was everything okay? I told him no. He said, what's wrong? He said, you just got here. I said, well, you see them two right there? I said, man, look, they are getting on my nerves. I said, because I told them to tell you to go to your place, that I had to take a shower. He said, man, I didn't mind waiting on you, man. There's no problem. He
This
said,
is when we needed Hasim Ruckman to beat them
yeah,
up.
yes. So anyway, he said, look, man, it was like 8 guys. He introduced me to all of them. He said, if anybody give you any problems, I'm sending that ass home. Just like that. I said, all right, cool.
Yeah.
So I looked at them 2 guys. I said, y'all heard that, right? I did. I said, y'all heard that, right? And I'm telling you, every day these guys had something, right? Finally, after a week, I couldn't take it anymore. I said, Mike, you got to get rid of these dudes, man.
Yeah, get rid
They're
of
on my
them.
nerves. And he did. He sent them home. He sent them home. But once he sent them home, I mean, everybody they wouldn't,
was cool.
They was like, oh my God, cool wasn't the word. They would treat me, hey, you need anything? I said, oh, because we had them guys sent home. Now y'all want to be nice to me.
Yeah, because your jobs are on the line. Yeah.
But I
so so what was the first fight? What was it like being in camp with Mike first? And what was the first fight that you prepped him for? For you?
Well, the first and only fight I prepped him for was when he fought Lennox Lewis.
Oh, it was for Lennox.
Yeah.
And did you? Oh yeah, Lennox was under manual, wasn't he? So yeah. Okay. Oh, it's for Lennox. And how did you find his work ethic within camp? Was it hard to deal with? Was it?
It wasn't hard, but here's the thing. They was doing things that I didn't believe they was doing. It was crazy because he had like 6 sparring partners there, right?
Right.
And we sparred on the same days that I spar my guys, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, right? So everything was good on that end. But he got 6 guys.
Right.
And I say, well, how many rounds are you sparring? They say 4. I say, what? They say 4. I said, hold up. You got 6 guys and you're sparring 4 rounds every, on a sparring day? Yeah.
6, 12, 18, that's 24 rounds.
No, it's not even 24 rounds. No.
No, wait, he's got
only 4 Tuesday.
What, with 6 guys?
12 rounds.
So,
in a week.
Yeah, no.
12 rounds.
In 1 week. So he's supposed
in 1 week.
Why have you got that many spots? What, you're not doing nothing then. You're paying them just to hang out.
And that's exactly what was happening.
They was hanging out.
So that, so I went over to Mike's place.
Yeah.
And we sit down and just him and I. He loves to watch tape.
Yeah.
But he liked to watch the older guys, Jack Johnson, Rocky Marciano, those guys. And and then we spent a lot of time him and I watching Lennox. So, but one day I said, look, Mike, let me talk to you. I said, look, why you have 6 guys and you want to spawn 4 rounds each day that you spawn?
Waste the money.
Yeah, I said,
wasting your whole training. Yeah.
So he said, Ronnie, I'm gonna tell you the truth. He said, for the last maybe 5, 6 years, everything went down after Customato died.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Everything, Mike wasn't the same guy.
Who did he have after? Kevin
Rooney and
Kevin Rooney.
Yeah, he had Kevin Rooney. He had Teddy Atlas.
He had Teddy for Yeah, a
Yeah,
minute. Yeah.
well, but when he had those guys, they
Hmm.
was with Cuss.
Yeah,
So
Teddy Atlas was with
yeah,
Cuss.
yeah. So they boxed a
And
lot.
Kevin.
He
Yeah.
boxed a lot. But after Cuss died,
It
then
went, yeah.
everything went down for him. You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
um, so I say, look, man. I say you fighting 12 rounds. I said, there's no one in the world you could box 4 rounds. 3 days a week and give me 12 rounds. I say that's 12 rounds a week. I say, man, we got to pick it up. So he said,
You
Ronnie,
think?
he said, I'm gonna tell you like this. I haven't sparred over 4 rounds in 5 years, and I couldn't believe it. I said, wow. But he was winning, and he was knocking people out. But I said, man, that's crazy. I say, but Lennox is a different animal.
Different
I say,
beast.
if you're
Hmm.
not ready, man, I say, this is going to be a tough fight for you.
And
He said,
Lennox
I
beat him.
understand. Yeah. He said, I understand. So I sent like 3 sparring partners home, but I brought in 2 more. I brought in one guy that I knew that was going to give him good work. He was about the same height as Lennox, same style. So I brought him in, and
Hmm.
then they told me about this other kid that was like 6 feet tall. Lennox is tall, but this
Lennox is
kid,
like 6'6".
yeah.
Yeah.
So they say, look, man, but Mike don't like to spar this guy. He said, this guy give Mike fits.
The work.
I say, really? I said, bring him in. I said, but don't say nothing to Mike. As I say, what we'll do is I'm gonna let this guy go 6 rounds with Mike. And I say, so don't tell Mike at all that we bring him in. So they said,
Hmm.
okay. So and I say, so when the kid came in, I didn't spar him like on a Tuesday, but on Mike didn't know he was there. I said on Thursday, I told the rest of the 3 sparring partners, I said on Thursday, nobody come to the gym but this guy.
Hmm.
I say, so normally the guys already be in the gym when Mike come in.
Hmm.
So Mike looked around and said, am I not sparring today? I said, yes, you are sparring today. He said, so
Ta-da.
I don't see the guys. Where the guys at? I said, don't worry about them.
Hmm.
So he was getting his hands wet. And so he kept asking me, so where the guys? I said,
Guys
don't
out.
worry about
Yeah.
it. Get your hands wrapped and don't worry about it. So all of a sudden, I signaled to one of the guys. I say, bring him in. So Mike getting his hand wrapped. He listened to music. And all of a sudden, he looked up and he was surprised. He said, what the F is he doing here?
Didn't want him there.
I say, that's
The
your
guy.
sparring partner. He said, who brought him here? I said, I did. I say, look, man, it's time for you to get over your fear of this guy. And this guy had the worst record in the sport of boxing. But he was a good sparring partner.
Yeah.
He was
Is
really
he still
good.
about now?
I
No.
don't know. I can't remember the guy's name.
Name, but yeah, you just
Yeah,
know
yeah.
he
I
was
always have to call
problems.
Stacey McKinley and get this guy's name every time.
Yeah.
I
It
forget
would
this
be
guy's name all the
interesting
time.
to know. Yeah.
So, the first day I said, Mike, you going 6 rounds with him. He was so disgusted. He was like, man, please don't let me do it. I said, look, man, you got to get
Got
over
to.
your fear of this guy. So, the first they went 6 rounds, but this guy beat Mike up so bad, and I just don't know what it.
Really?
I'm telling you, I just didn't know what it was with this guy.
He,
So
that guy just had his number. Like,
yeah, he did. He had Mike's number.
what was his
So
technique? Was he? Sorry, go ahead, coach.
no, just he boxed and then he
Yeah.
stood with Mike toe to toe, and Mike just couldn't do nothing with this guy. So,
And then
he,
similar height, 6 foot. Five.
yeah,
Wait,
and
this
that that
picture.
that pissed him off a lot. He was so mad. He didn't want to talk to me after the gym. So I went to his room. I went to his hotel
Yeah.
and I sit down with him and I showed him the tape. I say, look at this, man. I said, man, that's pathetic. He said, I know it's pathetic. I can't do a effing thing with this guy. I said, Mike, don't worry about it. I said, you know what it is? You're thinking too much. I
Right.
said, instead of just going in and and just do what you know how to do. He said,
Right.
man, but I can't do it with this guy. I said, you already convinced yourself that you can't do it. I said, so on Saturday we're going with him again. I said, but you're boxing 8 rounds on Saturday. So I said, you could take him first or you could take him second. So he said, well, I'll take him second.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay. I said, I like that. I said, that's showing me that you know,
Mm-hmm.
that you get ready for it. So,
Right.
so I told him, I said, look, here's what I'm gonna do. I said, we scheduled 8 rounds. I said, now the first guy, if you happen to hurt this guy in the first or second round or whatever, he's supposed to go 4 rounds. I said, you know what? But we go call that. If you knock him out in the first round,
Mm-hmm.
that's it. That's 4 rounds. So that means you only have 4 rounds with the other guy.
Right.
If you knock him out in the first round, that's 4 rounds. Although it's two, we gonna call it 8.
Yeah.
So it's up to you on how you want to do it. He said, are you serious? I'm serious. So the first kid gets in there. Second round, Mike hit him on the body side and hurt him. The kid couldn't continue. Okay, let's get the other guy in.
Yeah.
And boy, he was mad. I said, Mike, concentrate. Just concentrate on what you're
It's
doing.
final, Ronnie.
Oh
It's
my God.
final.
And Mike got in there, man, and I'm telling you, 2 rounds.
Tore him up.
Yeah, it was over in 2 rounds. So after that, he jumped up like he just won the championship of the world. I said, that's what I want to see when you fight Lennox. That's what
He's
I
like,
want to see. And and
no,
so
that
that's my little
wasn't what
short
we saw.
story.
Yeah,
No,
because he was being a naughty boy in those days.
yes,
As it all came out, what he said he was up to, even I
yeah,
think that night of the morning of from the night before into the morning of that show, like you
yeah,
know, girls, drugs. He caught an STI. He said it was burning him. He
yeah,
was something like that with all these things. I was like, Mike is wilding out here. Yeah, he
yeah.
was wilding. He
He
was
was
wilding.
wild.
Yeah.
But
God,
I tell you this though, Mike Tyson is one of the nicest guys you're gonna ever meet.
I can
You
see
know,
that, you know.
and I mean that's he's
Mhm.
just a good guy, just a
He's a
good
good
guy.
guy. He's
Absolutely.
got very compassionate. I watch his hot
Yes.
boxing with Mike Tyson. I watch his podcast a lot, and he always drops some gems and some like some really deep stuff and
Yeah.
letting us know how scared he was every time he went to fight,
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
how
Oh, and he'll
yeah,
tell you. He'll tell you in a
yeah,
minute. He said,
yeah.
"Man, I'm so scared. I'm so scared to get in there."
But
Absolutely.
that was what would drive him to beat
Yes.
people up, the fear.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's fair.
Yeah. Wow, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Have you ever been to that ranch where he's at?
No.
Or do you guys don't like have
I,
communications?
I haven't seen Mike in years, but the
Yeah.
last time I saw him at a fight, and he
Yeah.
grabbed me from behind because I didn't see him. He saw me first, and he grabbed me. Hey, Ronnie, Ronnie. And we talked for a little while.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Need to
he
have a
don't go to
reunion.
fight.
You guys
He,
need to have a reunion party, like all the people, like have a good
yeah,
old reunion,
yeah,
man.
that'd be great. That'd be great.
Because life is short. Because
Yeah,
you can look at
absolutely,
someone one day and the next day they're not here.
absolutely. That's
And
true.
life is too short. Like we've lost a lot of great people. Do you know what I mean? And I just think that
Oh
we
yeah,
should embrace people, especially with this pandemic that has happened, and put a lot of distance with people meeting physically. And now everybody's kind of allowed back. I think it's
right.
important that everybody, hooks up here and there. And
Absolutely.
it and I would be doing Ronnie, Coach Ronnie. I'd be doing my subbers. We're gonna wrap up soon. My subbers and injustice. If I didn't ask you about AJ,
Oh
they're
yeah.
go, they'll kill me. They'll be like, because I don't care because I wanted the stuff of what we're talking about because that's what I talk
Yeah.
about with all my guests.
Right.
Like that's why I have my
No.
guests on, like
Hey,
legends
hey.
like yourself. Like
I think that's more than fair. We have to talk about AJ.
yeah, we got to.
So
So how it happened? I went on a show all the week, and I came on, and it was after AJ's loss, and I asked you X Y Z if AJ
right,
needed you to train him, or what would you do? And you said if I got the call, I'd be most accommodating, whatever. And you
right,
gave your points of view. Then
right.
3 weeks later, I see AJ's doing a tour, and then he's at Ronnie Shields, and I was like, so yeah. So go
Yes.
ahead. Yeah, you
So
take it from
so
here.
uh, my wife run my Instagram, right?
Right.
So, but she was sick, like that week, and I know she didn't go on it. So, like about 3 days, I went on it, and I saw a message from Eddie Hunt, and and he left his number for me to call him. So I said, "Oh wow!" And I said, "This was like 3 days ago." So so I called. And he answered. He said, "Hey, I want you to see if you're interested in maybe AJ coming and visit you, and visit you in Houston." I
Yeah.
said, "Hey, that I ain't got no problem with that, you
Yeah.
know." But he didn't go into it like, you know, he didn't
What
go
he wanted,
into
what he
right,
wanted. Yeah, he just wanted,
right.
yeah,
So
kept
I
it
said, yeah,
basic.
yeah. I said, yeah, he can come to my gym anytime. I said, there's no problem.
Mhm. Mhm.
So he said, okay. He said, I'm gonna have someone contact you. So he did. He had, I guess, he got Ben.
Yeah.
So he had Benga to he hit me up on WhatsApp. So he told me that they was coming in town on Sunday night. He said,
Right.
but Monday we wanna visit you. I said, okay, no problem. I said, what's a good time for you guys? I said, anytime is a good time for me.
Yeah.
So I sent him my address to my gym,
Mhm.
and he said, okay. So I told him, I said, what time is a good time? He said, noon time. I said, all right, cool. I said, I'll be at the gym early at 9 a.m. So, because
Mhm.
I'm training some guys. So then he texted me back to say, we want to come at 9 to see you work with some of your guys. I said, all right, cool. Let's go. So they did. They came at 9 that morning. So,
Yeah, because
when he
for us,
came,
he's still in 6 hours ahead a
yeah,
mode. So
yeah.
9 o'clock's nothing really. It's like
No, it's
it's an
nothing. Right.
afternoon for us. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I said, okay, that's fine with me. So when I didn't tell anybody at the gym, none of my coaches, none
Yeah.
of the fighters, or anything.
Yeah.
And then I have this kid from Nigeria. He knows
Mhm.
AJ real well.
Oh, I see him
And
on the thing, and he always
after
AJ
12
loves
14.
hanging out with him. He always has the
Yes.
photos and video. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He's from Nigeria. I see him. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't tell anybody. So but when he walked in, I was in the ring doing hand packs. And so when he walked in, a poacher saw him first and oh my God, he
He
just
went
went
nuts.
crazy. He just went crazy. So everybody was like kind of stunned that he was there. And so they sit around and watch me do pads with a couple of my guys. And then I took AJ and his team into
Hmm.
my office.
Hmm.
And man, we must have talked for like 2 hours. But I
What
said,
was
okay, yeah.
what was the what can you say? What was said? What was he looking for? What did you sense out of him?
But basically, what I did was I asked him about the fight with Usyk. What was his game plan, and did he stick to the game plan, and stuff like that.
Because we
And
spoke about that game plan, didn't we, Coach?
yes,
That there
yes,
wasn't any adaptation or
right,
anything, or he didn't change anything. But yeah,
right,
so yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
And so I just told him, I said, man, I looked at the fight and I saw a lot of things that you did
hmm,
that that you shouldn't have done. And I said, I think a lot of things that you did, you should change. And,
hmm,
I just asked him point blank. I say, so what was your plan? He said, my plan was to just box for 12 rounds. I say, but
crazy.
if, 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 if it's going bad, don't you think you have to make that change? You
Make an
know?
adjustment.
Yeah.
Mm,
And I say fighters, man, being an ex-fighter myself, I say,
yeah,
man, I, you know, if the game plan ain't working for me, then I have to do something different. And I
right.
say, as a fighter, you have to change it yourself. You can't wait till you get back to the corner and say, you
And
know,
you've lost rounds.
yeah,
Mhm.
and if the coach is not telling you something that you know is not right, then you can't keep doing the same thing and keep losing rounds because
Right,
it don't make sense to me,
right.
you know. And so we went through that,
Hmm.
you know, and then, everybody on the team, they had questions for me, and
Right.
I answered all their questions and I told him about some things that I thought would help him. I say, look, man, I could tell you all day long about what I think you should do, but I say, I need to show you.
Yeah,
I said, I could show you better than I could tell you. I said, anybody
yeah,
could tell you anything. I
right.
said, but I could show you better than I could tell you. So I said, would you come back tomorrow? We'll do some hand pass. And so his guy said, well, his bicep is not good. But I said, look, I just need one arm. I don't need the right. I just need the left. I said, I
Oh,
can
so he had
show
a
you
bite.
better.
So did so that was because I reported that he had a bicep injury, and everyone
Yes.
told me, "Oh, shut up! Stop making excuses."
No,
Like
he
he
did.
was,
He had a
he
bicep
was in
injury.
that fight with a biceps injury.
Yes, absolutely.
I already got told that by Eddie Hearn had told someone else, and that someone else had told me, and they
Right.
said it was cool for me to report it. So I reported it, and everyone told me to shut up and shut
No, he
up.
did. He had a
Yeah.
bicep
See,
injury.
thank you, Coach Shields. See, yet again, the tag team always happens. See, look, you see what it is. Yeah.
So he
Anyway.
did. And so
Yeah.
I told him, I said, look, I don't need your right arm anyway. I said, I only need the left.
Yeah.
I said, look, and I just explained to him that in certain fights, sometimes you go get injured. So if that's all you have left, that's what you have to learn how to
Have
do.
left.
Use
Yeah, you
this
need
that one.
right.
If the left is hurt, then you just gotta use the right. You gotta improvise. So he came back the next day, and I think we had a really good session.
Yeah, it
You
looked
know,
fun. What I
yeah,
saw the
it
clips.
was really fun. And then I had my champion come. Jamal Charlo came.
Yeah, I saw
Then his,
Jamal there.
then his
I
brother
saw
Jamel
Jamal
came.
there as well. Yeah.
Yes. So
I
they
saw.
both came, and
Mhm.
they was talking. They talked for a while after we finished doing the pass
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
And he had some good conversations with them.
Yeah,
And
I saw
then,
him bugging around with them, and
oh yeah,
he
yeah,
was doing some stuff, and
it was a lot of fun.
it
It was
looked
a lot
really
of fun.
good. It looked really
I love it when,
brotherhoodish.
when
Yeah,
fighters get together.
yeah,
Everybody was just so cordial with each other.
yeah.
And AJ is he's a humble guy. You know,
Nice lad,
yeah,
isn't it?
he is. He's really nice. And and that was my first time meeting him. The day
Yeah,
before.
yeah, yeah.
So, and I was telling the guys, I said, man, this dude is so humble, man. I mean, I say it's like he's too nice.
It's too
I said,
nice. Yeah,
but but he told me, he said, man, I know I got to be a dog in the next fight. He said, I know this. He said, I already know what I have to do. I have to be a dog, but I just need, extra advice on how to do this,
yeah. And
And
how did you find him on the pads, coach? Did you find when you was teaching him certain things? Did you find him a quick learner on how to
yes, I
adapt
mean,
what
yeah,
you was
he's been in the
stating?
game a long time.
Yeah,
So he basically, but what I did was I showed him some things that say he should have known already,
yeah,
but
but he didn't know them.
didn't, how to mix punches up, and stuff
Punch
like that.
selection,
Yes,
yeah, like
yes.
yeah.
How to do that, and
Hmm.
and with his stands, then
Did
I
you talk
took out.
about his foot placement? How
I
bad it
did better
was
than that.
at the.
I did better than that. I got the video, and I showed him the video,
Look
you
at
know,
this,
and
and his team was going great. I've just watched footage now, hearing what the team was saying about his
right.
football. They was going great feet, great feet,
Really?
off with
No,
their heads.
no.
Great feet,
You
yeah,
know,
but
but
hey, yeah, go ahead.
and fighting a southpaw, you can't back up from a southpaw because they get you in a position. He was backing up and going into the left hand all the time.
Going into the left hand,
Yes,
he was
all the
stepping
time.
to his yeah,
And Usyk saw that, and Usyk took advantage
and
of
would
it.
just counter him
And
and stuff. Yeah.
and Usyk saw him on his back foot a lot and charged him. He kept charging him because AJ didn't have no balance, going the wrong way,
Tripping over his
and
feet, he
no
tripped.
balance. Yes,
Right.
absolutely. So I started showing him some things with his feet,
Yeah.
and and he was like, man, yeah,
Yeah. I get
I
it
say,
now.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
but look,
He has been learning on the fly, coach. I'm not here to give him excuses, but
no,
like what he said in his recent interview, I'm not sure if you watched his recent IFL interview. He did an hour-long interview,
yes,
and
I
he
saw
said,
that.
like, look, I come up by his 16th fight. It was already a world title fight. He's
Right.
fought. He was already unified by his 17th, 18th fight,
Yes.
and and he was having Mandos, and the Mandos that he was having were top level of opponent that was available. So
Right.
he's never had tune-ups where he can try different tactics and strategies where to see what works and see what doesn't. He's had to just fight either like really good opponents or world champs.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So in that, yeah, go ahead, coach.
But but it's a lot of stuff
Mm-hmm.
a lot of basic stuff that he
missed
should
out.
be
He should have
doing
known.
that he's not doing.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I mean, as a trainer, I can only speak for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I can't speak for other people.
Right.
But I try to make sure my guys have all the basics down. Basics win fights.
And drilling.
Absolutely. You have to. But footwork also.
Yeah.
You have to, and I was showing him some stuff, and he was like, man, I wish I'd have knew this from the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
And but look, he, when you win the Olympics and stuff like that, you get thrown in.
Fast tracked.
Absolutely. And
yeah,
it's a lot of stuff that
because you know what that's like in a way, don't you?
Absolutely.
Being in the
Oh,
Olympics,
absolutely.
and then you definitely.
Yeah.
But he had only
put you on the
40
path.
amateur fights.
Yeah, and then you don't still have all the basics down, And,
Yeah.
you have to how you call it? You have to with the basics.
Yeah.
With the basics.
You've got to drill it. You've got to. It's got to be second nature.
Yes, it's got to be everything. It's got to be everything. The basics has to be mastered.
Yeah. Before you move on to the next thing. Yes.
Before you move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
You can't do a little bit of the basics,
and then go on to level 3 and do a bit of level 3. You skip level 2 and you've done a bit of you can't. It has to be cohesive and consecutive and
absolutely.
But with knowing that, which is quite shocking, like knowing that some of the basics he didn't know, he done quite well. He's done quite well without knowing the basics of some of the basics,
Yeah.
Did you assess things like his jab? Like,
absolutely.
would you do it?
And he has a
what
really
would you
good
say?
jab.
Got a great jab, hasn't he?
He has a great jab. He does. And
yeah.
he has a great jab, and that's half the fight right there.
Yeah, good jab will take you around the world. Yeah.
But with Usyk, I was showing him something that Usyk was doing that he didn't think he was looking, but he was. And I say, yes, and I say, man, he had you confused on a lot of things. And I say, I was showing him certain things. I'm not gonna say it, but I was certain things that Usyk was doing. I said, look at this, man, and I say,
Coach, he was setting traps. Usyk was setting like.
But he gave him the time to set the trap.
Yeah, because he was doing like what Floyd does and what Canelo does, kind of like like he would do like a throwaway shot, like pretend that he's gonna hit you over there and see you react, and then counter on the other side, boom. Like those are all traps that I'm good, aren't I, Coach? I'm learning, aren't I? I'm getting good at this,
and I was showing them some throwaway punches. I said, look,
thank you, Coach.
Don't throw this punch away and let it to get this one in. I said, this is what you have to do. Just use this as a throwaway punch, and then your power hand is right there. So so we did that. We did like 5 or 6 rounds on the pass. With the left hand. And with the footwork that I was showing him. And then after we did all that, then I showed him the things that he was doing.
Right.
With Usyk,
Yeah.
And
did you point out stuff that Usyk wasn't doing well?
Absolutely.
Got you.
I could tell you this. I told him the 6th round should have been his first round.
AJ's 6th round should have been his first round. Yeah, I think I gave him round 6. I think I give him round 6.
Go back and look at the 6th round.
Yeah.
That should have been his number 1 round.
Round 6 should have been number 1. I think I gave him when I rescored that. I think I gave him round 6. I think I did.
I think he won that bid.
I gave him 4 rounds in that whole fight. How many rounds did you give AJ in that fight?
Yeah,
I gave him 4.
About 4. Yeah, I think about 4 or 5 rounds. I guess.
Yeah, I gave him 4.
But the 6th round, I told him, I said, this should have been
round 1.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Coach, can we answer Gentleman's Game?
Sure.
He's paid in for this question. Thanks for the $4.99 super chat. Coach, do you think AJ needs improvement on his stamina and endurance?
Absolutely. Look, every fight you get in, if you're not at your best, then you have to improve on it. I mean, that's simple as that. Because, everybody trained different. Everybody trained different, but stamina is the key to it all.
Right.
If you don't have the stamina to do what you're supposed to do, then you're lacking something, and the other guy's going to take advantage of it. And I just think in that fight, AJ, he let Usyk take the play away from him with punches. Usyk wasn't finding shots to knock him out. Usyk was finding shots to get away from him to keep him off balance. And he kept AJ off balance in so many rounds.
I know.
He just kept him off balance. And with AJ backing up so much, it was he made it easy for Usyk, And, but the good thing is, you live and you learn.
Yeah, you live and you learn, and as long as you're alive and healthy to see another day, then which you do, you can continue to improve. Yeah.
Absolutely.
What I was going to say is, so where has it been left? Are we waiting for some kind of announcement? Or what?
Yeah, I guess we are. Look,
yeah. I hope he goes to you because
I told him what I thought.
Yeah.
And I gave him my assessment of everything.
Yeah, he needs to go to you, Coach. I believe that he saw some out because me, I'm the AJ Router. We spoke, and then 3 weeks later, he was with you as a part of one of the coaches to check for. Then I remember I was on my live maybe like two weeks ago, or maybe a week and a half ago, and I was like, yeah, he needs to go. I feel like him going to Ronnie Shields, it's kind of like being at Uncle Ronnie's. And then he does an interview on IFL, and he referred to you as like a father, daddy Ronnie, like father Ronnie's, a father figure. I was like, I said uncle, you say father. You've been watching the Shamster. The Shamster, when she hooks up with Ronnie, we're talking stuff seems to be happening. Like, this is amazing. This is amazing to me. Like, I really hope, Coach, that he does go with you. I will be over the moon I'll be over the moon. There's some other great coaches that he went with that he checked out, but I just feel that there was something special with you guys. He let the footage out of you guys. The others, he took photos, cool, but with you, there was footage, and he posted stuff, and I feel that that's a sign. So I'm fingers crossed that he goes with Uncle Ronnie. And also, wrapping up, do you have any little kids in the gym that you train?
Yes, I have one 14-year-old kid.
Yeah.
That he's really good.
Yeah.
And so
what's his name?
Dylan Turner.
Dylan Turner.
Yeah, Dylan Turner.
Yeah. So, you know why? Because I would like to send yourself and Dylan maybe. This is my own brand, a t-shirt.
Okay.
Dundem Season t-shirt. Nice. So yeah, I would like to send you one. So when you're training, take a picture.
Hey, I can show you.
And I'll send one to Dylan as well.
Yeah.
So after, just send me like a post somewhere to where to post it off to, and I'll get it will just go out to you. Like
I email it.
Email.
I'll send you email. Yes.
Yes, please, Coach, and I'll get that out. One for you, one for Dylan. Maybe the Charlos might get one.
Hey, send it.
I might send out two. See if the Charlos will wear one. Coach Ronnie, definitely, as long as you're wearing one, and Dylan.
You got to one for Dylan. He's 114 pounds.
Yeah, so, I'm definitely sending. Just yeah. So tell me what size you reckon, because these are
I think
ma-
Dylon,
he's
yeah,
gonna be what's
Dylon is like a
Dylon?
small. He'll be a small, definitely.
This is a small. So he's
Yeah,
14. Okay, so
yeah,
Dylon would be a small. They go up
yeah.
to like 2XX.
I'm
What
I'm
size do you want?
I'm XL. I'm XL.
Your XL? Are you sure? Because they come a bit big. All right, yeah, I'll get you XL.
Yeah,
They are bigger than what they look.
right.
XL. What are them
Right.
twins?
They'll probably be
One
a medium.
154 and 160. What are they?
Yeah,
Mediums.
about
Yeah.
mediums. Yeah.
Okay. I will send it. I'll get them out
Okay. Yeah, I
tomorrow. Like
definitely give
whoever
them to
wears
him.
them, but it's whoever's wear them. That would be. I want to send like some to different gyms for for kids that train at the
Right.
gyms and stuff like that. So because sometimes kids
Absolutely.
they don't have money to buy stuff, and and as long as they're doing the
Exactly.
right things, if you can give them like some gloves or some t-shirts or some I think it's quite important. So
Absolutely.
yes, I'd be prepared to do that. Coach Ronnie Shields, will you grace us again with your presence again? Would you come back on the
Absolutely.
show? It's
Yes, I
been
will.
amazing. It's been
Yeah.
amazing. I said it. It's just like talking to your Uncle Ronnie. You're amazing, and I feel so honored to speak to a legend as yourself. Sometimes I pinch myself and say, "You're really speaking to Ronnie Shields." Like it's crazy, but it's amazing. The world of boxing is amazing. It's brought me joy. It's brought me grief. It's brought me
Oh
happiness.
yeah.
It's brought
I
me sadness.
understand that.
I'm sure you can attest to that. But overall, we do love the sport, and that's why we're here doing it. Coach Ronnie Shields, guys, give Coach Ronnie Shields a round of a virtual applause because, yeah, man, Coach, just send on all that email, get the stuff out to you. We'll sort
I'm
out
sending you
your
an
more
email
than
right
happy.
now.
Are you emailing me now?
Right now.
Yes. Yep, they will be out to you tomorrow. Muy pronto. Out to Texas. And yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Coach. You are the
Yeah. No
best. You are
problem.
honestly the best. And I've learned stuff. And you're more than welcome to be here anytime you want, anytime. I'll give you a bit of breathing space. I could have you tomorrow. It feels like it feels like nothing. But yeah, anytime you want to come on, I'll get Ratman on as well and give him the story. And yeah, because that one's gonna kill me. But yeah, and then anytime you want to come on, thank you for coming on. Thank you for setting some time aside. I know your schedule's busy. You got people that you're training, and it's a long day, and you've set that aside. Thank you so much, Coach Ronnie Shields.
No problem. Thank you for
Guys,
having me.
Ronnie Shields, round of applause. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Salute.
Thank you.
See you.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day. See you, Coach.
Bye-bye.
That was Coach Ronnie Shields in the building. Guys, thank you for I could only look at the super chatted ones, guys. I couldn't just go through all of the comments. Thank you there, but I didn't want to lose my my train of thought, be looking around, looking at what you guys are saying, so sorry if I didn't address your points, but just for future, when we have like a busy chat and we have like great people in, it's easy to catch your attention of a super chat. It could be $1. It could be, it doesn't have to be, but because it lights up, I'll see it. You know what I'm saying? Great interview. Malcolm Marcel, thank you very much. UGC Flame. UGC Flame. I'm going to send them t-shirts. Milani, thank you, sir. Thank you. No, Uncle Ronnie is what I'm calling him. And we've had some great conversations. And as you can hear, and as you can see, he's a great guy, man. There's just like legendary in the building. Brilliant interview. Coach, such a chill character. I'm small, by the way. Yeah, you got to go onto the website and go grab one, Paul. The pro bono ones are for who I told you they're for. But if you go to dundemseason.com, I'll put it in the chat. You can get all different merchandise, the jackets, as you can see, they're great stuff. I'm going to be doing some competitions as well, and giving away some bits and pieces. So stand by and keep in tune. But yeah, so if you go to dundemseason.com, you can see all the stuff that I've got. Thank you, sis. Yeah, that was a great interview. AJ watching in the back. Yeah, I hope that we get this announcement and it will be going to train with Ronnie Shields, Uncle Ron's, because that's who I feel is the best person. Call me biased, I don't care. But guys, it's been amazing. Can I shout you all out? Let me shout you out then. Let me shout you out. Who's in the building? Karma Serene in the building. Thanks, sis. Bruce Goals in the building. Salute to you, Bruce. Paul Evans. Salute. Lisa Bales in the building, my sister. Thank you. You know, Coach Ronnie, sis, he's the best. Honestly, he is. One of my new favorite people. Honestly, hand on heart. I've met a lot of people through this boxing thing, and he's one of my faves. Thank you, New Media Today, USA Boxing, Coach Malachi in the building. Yeah, you have to be focused on the guests. Exactly, Blitzbane in the building. Thank you for coming through. Late Show 42 in the building. UGC Flame. AJ Fanboy, thank you for coming. Salute to you. King KO, salute to you. The trolls will be slightly ignored. You will be ignored. We got Paul, we got King KO, Malcolm Marcel. We had Shelton Moore in the building. Gentleman's Game, thank you for your super chat as well. Massively appreciated. Incognito in the building, my guy. Incognito. Supreme Styles in the building. Some of you guys' comments is crazy. You guys are a trip. Bon Scott in the building. Bon Scott. Yes, in the building. Who else have we got? Sorry, there was Mr. TY in the building. I see. I haven't seen you for a while, sir. AJ, aka Alex, in the building. Thank you so much. And I can't go any further up because there were so many comments. But thank you so much, guys. You guys have been the bloody best. So, you know me. I've got to do. Anyway, I'm gone. Hey, girl, it's LadyChann, rep none less. Come box with Chann. Gun. In the building. Gun. LadyChann.
Fight.